In an ideal world, all of us would regulate our own emotions and we would be able to calm ourselves down, think rationally, think before we're speaking, not project our emotions onto others, be able to process that emotion in that moment before we act upon it, before we make any actions or impulsive based decisions based on that emotion. But that's not the real world that we live in. We live in a world where we get triggered, we get upset, we get emotional, we get overwhelmed. And that's alright. That's an actual okay thing. I think what we need to be working on more so is regulating the emotion when we notice that it needs regulating. So, for example, we start becoming overstimulated, overwhelmed, disconnected, heightened sensitivity, angry, emotional. What is it? First of all, acknowledge the shift in your emotional state, acknowledge the shift in your physical being, in your human vessel. And then it's about, this bit's tricky, I think, but then it's about figuring out what is it you need in that moment. What part of you is calling out to have a need met? What aspect of self? What part of your soul is it, the inner child that's needing love, attention, comfort, a sense of validation and physical affection, even just through a cuddle? Or just to let you know that it's okay, someone's supporting you and that they're there for you and that it's absolutely fine and well to be going through what you're going through. That's completely normal. So some verbal validation as well. It's about figuring out what it is in that moment that you need to regulate. What is it that you need? So what I've started practicing on is when I feel that heightened sense of emotion. So when I feel overwhelmed, disconnected, sensitive, or anything like that, I then work on just sitting with that feeling for a minute. So actually sitting and asking, okay, what is coming up right now? Do I feel unworthy? Do I feel alone? Do I feel unsupported? Do I feel incapable? What is the feeling and the emotion that is rising? Because usually what I'd then do is deflect from that. So I would then usually make the problem about the washing up or about the trigger that's in front of the face, when in reality that trigger in front of the face is not the problem. It's not the thing that's actually bothering me. That's the cherry on the top. That's the flick of the switch, the button that's right in front of your face in terms of the excuse, the reason to blame it on. But if we actually then go deeper and deeper and deeper and deeper into the layers, into the foundations, into the beliefs, the subconscious limiting beliefs that we have that have been triggered in that moment. So if we believe that we're not good enough or we're not capable, and then we already feel overwhelmed, and then there's more jobs to do, and then there's extra things added on, that can lead us to then spiral and create this whole sense of overwhelm. When the second we notice the irregulation, the second we notice the heightened sense of overwhelmed and agitation, we stop in that moment, stop and regulate. So ask yourself, okay, what's coming up for me right now? What are these feelings? What do I feel in this moment? You'll recognise there's overwhelm, there's anxiety, there's pressure. So then we go deeper. Okay, why? Where has this come from? Is there anything going on behind the scenes that I need to actually question that is correlating with this experience? So I would first of all ask them questions to self and really reflect on that. Then what we can do is, once we have a recognition of, okay, this is my emotion, I'm feeling whatever, I'm feeling disconnected. I got mind blank. Say, for example, I'm feeling disconnected, I'm feeling overwhelmed, I'm feeling anxiety, I'm feeling agitated, I'm feeling all these things. So I'm going to sit with it, I'm going to pause, I'm going to reflect. Then if I go deeper into that, I might feel a bit out of my depth, I might feel a bit unprepared, I might feel a bit incapable. So in that moment, what I then can choose to do is look for, what do I need? And this is where it is important to recognise that not always can we bring that need to self. Yes, on an emotional level, on an inner level, 100%. But as a human, living a human experience, you are allowed to require the support and assistance and help from other humans around you in this experience to make the experience a lot better. So what you then can do from that experience is, okay, recognise that you need some verbal validation, you need some reflection of praise, you need some support verbally, you need some affirmation, words of affirmation that help confirm to you what you're doing and why you're doing it and make you feel more solid and secure during that process. You may also require a cuddle, you may also require some physical regulation to help you feel safe, to help you feel calm, to help you feel capable and confident. And that's not a bad thing. What the difference is, we don't necessarily have people around us that are all capable of expressing what they need, including ourselves, and actually bringing that to another person, or being able to hold space for the fact that they need that bringing and help facilitate that. I do apologise for my cat that just does not stop on crying. But yeah, the whole point of this message was to know that it's okay to need help of others. That's absolutely fine. Like, sometimes in this human experience we can't do everything on our own. We just can't be expected to do that. We're just not necessarily capable in that moment, and we're allowed to ask for support, we're allowed to receive support, we're allowed to have this exchange of energy going on without that being someone that's not spiritually evolved or someone that's not connected. Like, the whole point is to live a human experience as a spiritual being, and to do that we have to experience the ups and downs of being a human. And one of the downs of being a human is not necessarily being able to do everything all the time by yourself. And so this is why learning how to articulate and first of all identify what emotions are going on and what you need regulating with you first of all can then help you communicate and express that to someone else, to help you receive that, to help the loop be broken, and to stop you going in this self-defensive cycle of shutting down and not actually getting what you need, so then having to do it again and do it again and do it again. So I would definitely reflect on how you can identify, communicate and ask for what you need easier, more simply. And then once that's presented to other people, then it's upon them to either choose to participate in helping you meet that need or not. That's not their obligation or expectation. But it is obviously part of being a human that helps each other and lives in relationships and friendships and family members with each other. We do help each other grow and evolve as a soul, and I do think that's one of the roles we have here on earth. But it's not to take shit, and there's a very thin line in between. So yeah, I hope that makes sense to you guys. If anyone has any questions about this, please let me know. And any other topics that you want me to cover, just let me know in the comments. And other than that, I will see you on the next video. Look after yourselves and take care, and see you soon.